Hey people, it's been a bit since I've talked about Elden Ring, so I thought today is the day, since I've got no other content to do, I would talk about it. I have some thoughts and opinions on the DLC that I would like to share. Because if there's one opinion that no one has ever bothered to share, it's an Australian's. So, where should we get started? First, we have this image right here on the screen right now. Big old shadow of the Erd Tree. As you can see, big old Erd Tree himself, losing that 1v1, not very good. And on the other side, we have possibly Miquella, more than likely, or Marika. So, let's start with the tree. As you can see, the tree is losing. What is it losing to? More than likely Death Root. It's what everyone has seemed to come to an agreement on. From what we know, the death could be related to Godwyn, but this is more than likely taking place in a dream, so it could be related to anyone. But mostly we can associate Death Root with Godwyn. Or, if this is not taking place in a dream, we can associate death as an invasive species against the Erd Tree. Not like the Erd Tree isn't already some form of invasive species. Or, in this case, plant. So now, let's move on to the funny individual that could be Marika, Miquella, or, I don't know, fucking Joe Biden for all we care. Sorry for the image quality, but from what we see here, is that the braids are the reason why people believe this is Miquella. For example, it shares the same amount of braids, the same combination and placements of the braids for Miquella in depictions. And, if that's not enough, the same coloration and the same texture of hair color. If this was any other community, I think everyone would call us fucking insane, but I'm sure as we all know, the Souls community will never give up. So now, it's time for me to talk about the final part that will allow me to put everything together, and then I can start sharing my opinions. Now, we need to talk about alter egos, in the same sense as Marika, Radagon. They both serve a purpose, and they both do something different. Now, let's look at Miquella, Saint Trina. Most people have come to an agreement that these are the same person, for reasons in the sense of physique, how they look, and maybe how they will act in the expansion. And on top of that, how they are both described in lore and lore descriptions. Now that I've given you all the information that people and the wider community understand about this expansion and from this singular picture of what we've gathered, I can now go on and share my schizophrenic opinions. First off, I agree with it being a dream. The difference is we can't make heads or tails on where it is being placed. Our guess is it's in Altar's Plateau. Since we can't see Lanedell in the picture, and gathering from the distance, this could be a whole entirely new landmass. Yes, I drew a dick on the map. And yes, I'm not in the right mental state to be making this video, I'm a little too tired for it. Either way, the top one is most likely probable, as I did my checking in-game the best I could, and since I'm on console, I can't really do much, since I'm not going to buy the game on PC yet until it's dirt cheap. If only they gave us free cam on console, this would be a lot easier. I tried my best to get as much as I could. Yes, there will be a lot of differences. If you go look there yourself, there's a lot more hills, a lot more stuff. That's the best I could do. I tried my best, I'm very sorry. But at the end of the day, that is my most probable spot that I could think it would be placed in. Stuff I took into equation would be distance from the Erd Tree, and how it would look, where the hills would be placed leading up to the Erd Tree was something I took consideration in looking at. So, those were my two probable spots that I could pick that would work. I'm sure most of you can easily prove me wrong at better locations, so go ahead in the comments, that doesn't bother me, I'm always looking to refine. Now we need to look at who's going to be in it. More than likely Miquella and Godwyn. They both seem pretty together in lore, so it would make sense if they both had their story done here, and since they're not really talked about that much, they're only mentioned somewhat. Things we'll need to take into consideration is that Godwyn is more than likely dead in body, but not spirit. Miquella is still pretty much a child from what it looks like in the picture, or young adult. The best we can make about the story is that it will be about death and birth, in a sense. One thing I forgot to bring up a little bit earlier was the destroyed buildings and the gravestones that you can see all over the picture. I don't know what they mean personally, because I'm not too experienced in Elden Ring lore. I know most of the basics, but the best I can probably give is that they serve some sort of relevance to death, as well as Miquella. But both can go hand in hand. I'm not too experienced, like I've said, so if I get anything wrong, I'm sure you will all correct me. That is all I have for the DLC. Now, I have one more thing I wish to talk about. When will it release? More than likely, from what a lot of the insiders have said, it will release after Armored Core, to make sure that they can optimize profits for Armored Core. It makes sense. So, the best I can say is that we're going to be waiting a long time, a lot longer than usual. So, I'll see you all later. Leave a like, subscribe, you boys all have fun. Also, join my Discord, and my next Souls video will be talking about duplication glitches again.